Covering current events from around the world, this is CNN Student News. I'm Carl Azus. Thank you for watching this Wednesday. First up, the remnants of a secret war. We're taking you to the Asian country of Laos. It's a landlocked communist nation located between Thailand and Vietnam. And during the Vietnam War, from the 1950s to the 1970s, Laos was fighting a civil war of its own, and the United States had a role in it. In Vietnam, the U.S. supported South Vietnamese forces fighting the communist government of North Vietnam. In Laos, the U.S. supported Southern Lao forces fighting communist forces in the north. The U.S. mission, led by the Central Intelligence Agency, dropped millions of tons of bombs on Laos, but many of them did not explode. And 43 years after the mission ended, some are still going off when people find or step on them. An average of 50 people in Laos are killed or maimed each year. And the presence of the bombs prevents much of the agricultural country from expanding its farmland. Yesterday, the U.S. government pledged $90 million to help clear these bombs out. U.S. President Barack Obama, who's in Laos, made the announcement. Andrew Stevens gives a sense of the challenge ahead.
For 9 years, until 1973, the US carpet-bombed Laos, trying to stop a communist insurgency and smash North Vietnamese supply lines. It was known as the Secret War. No American boots on the ground, just American bombs. More than 2 million tons of them rained down. Per capita, more explosives were dropped here than on any other country in history. And they're still exploding today. This is a controlled detonation by the Mines Advisory Group, which works in Laos to clear the bombs, literally a few square yards at a time. Every patch of land has to be mapped and then swept. Once detected, they zero in on the object and uncover it. And this is what they usually find: cluster munitions known locally as bombies. Up to 80 million of these failed to detonate, and just 1% of them have been cleared. How long, realistically, with the resources at the country's disposal, is it going to take to make this country safe?
Currently, with the resources, I'd say decades.
Decades.
Yeah.
And that is one more explosive device taken out. But across these plains, across these valleys and across these mountains, there are still tens of millions of threats remaining.
Good news and bad news from the animal kingdom. We'll start with the bad. The eastern gorilla is now considered critically endangered. That means there's a high risk of this animal becoming extinct in the wild. This is according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature. It says that the eastern gorilla, which is found in the African nations of Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, and Uganda, has decreased in population by more than 70% in the last 20 years. Illegal hunting has left fewer than an estimated 5,000 eastern gorillas in the wild. It's the world's largest living primate. Now the good news. The giant panda is no longer considered endangered. Between 2004 and 2014, hundreds more giant pandas were added to the population, bringing their number in China to more than 1,860. It was helped by a nationwide ban on trading panda skins and a significant increase in the animal's habitat. The species is still considered vulnerable. In the U.S., flu season starts next month. It's a time when flu epidemics often break out in the country. The Centers for Disease Control says it can last from October to May. This year, a group of American pediatricians says Flu Mist, a nasal spray designed to prevent the flu, should not be an option. The reason? This summer, the CDC said it was not very effective. Doctors are still recommending that Americans get the flu shot, just not the mist. They say everyone 6 months or older should be vaccinated, and that's the best protection against getting the flu. Vaccinations are not 100% effective. There's a chance you can get the shot and still catch the flu. You just wouldn't get it from the shot itself.
Let me try and settle this flu shot thing, although I'm sure it's going to keep coming up again and again. You can't get the flu from the flu shot. It's a dead virus. It can't actually cause flu. Why do people feel sort of crummy afterward? It's because the flu vaccine is actually working, making your immune system fire up, get ready, and recognize, if it actually sees the flu, how to kill it. No, it's not 100% fail-safe, but it's still going to offer a lot of protection so that you're not going to be as sick, as likely to get sick, or if you do get sick, have a shorter duration. Okay, so if you're like me, your mom probably said, don't go outside in the cold without your hat on, you're going to catch the flu. You can't catch the flu from just simply being outside in the cold. But it does raise the question, why are there so many more flu cases in the winter months? You're likely to stay indoors more. So if one person is sick, more people are likely to get sick. The sun is lower in the sky, and as a result, you have less vitamin D actually being produced in your body. Your immune system starts to get suppressed a little bit. You're more likely to get sick with the flu. The winter months tend to be lower humidity. Viruses like the flu virus, they like lower humidity. They're likely to live longer. So your mom may have been right. I mean, look, moms are always right, but maybe not for the reasons you originally thought.
Now we're headed to South America, where the 2016 Paralympic Games start today in Brazil. The roots of this international competition date back to 1948, when a sports event was organized for British World War II veterans who'd had spinal cord injuries. Today, the Paralympics bring together thousands of athletes with disabilities. They come from all over the world. They compete in the same city that hosted the Olympics, which is Rio de Janeiro this year. And the athlete we're profiling today, a two-time Paralympian and one-time World Championship gold medalist, has advice that applies far beyond the sport she's competing in.
My name is Amanda Dennis. I am a Paralympic goalball athlete. I really didn't actually enjoy playing sports. I started off with soccer. I tried to black it out a little bit, but I sat in the middle of the field because I really couldn't see the soccer ball, so I just watched everybody else play. So I really wasn't that into playing sports. My visual impairment came from birth. So I have a rare condition called aniridia, which takes away your irises. It doesn't let you see light properly. Everybody on the team has a visual impairment, so the equalizer on the playing field is that everybody is blindfolded. I just love playing. I love picking up the ball, throwing it, the sound of the ball hitting the net. When I was about 10 years old, I decided that I wanted to make the Paralympic team. I wrote to the U.S. coach, who's my coach today, and I was like, hey, I know I'm only 10 years old, but I really want to make this team. Like, you have no idea. I had about 3 years or so to make myself as good as I could get to make that team. There are going to be people who push you down, who tell you you can't do it. You're not old enough. You're not good enough. You're never going to be on this team. But to keep doing what you love, do it because you love to do it. And if you have passion for what you want to do, you'll always find yourself successful.
When it comes to snorkeling, you probably envision clear, warm, tropical waters, the brilliant pastels of a coral reef, and the shimmering ocean life beneath. This next snorkeling event has none of that. The water's cold, it's not near an ocean, it has all the charm of your average peat bog. But since 1986, it's been bringing together people with unique tastes in recreation.
Bog snorkeling takes place in 2 trenches which have been dug about 3 feet deep and are filled with mucky water. The surprising thing is that you really can't see a thing, nothing. The taste of the bog water is like you've washed potatoes in some water and then you try and drink that. It's not pleasant.
Definitely do it again, but I will have to be fitter because I only got halfway.
So next into Bog 1 is Keith Rothwell. He is the over 50s champion from 2015.
3, 2, 1, go!
Maybe bog snorkeling is just the beginning of bog sports. Who wouldn't want to participate in bogmitten, bogsketball, or bogsing? Footbog, volleybog, hot air bog-looning, bog and arrow, bogsball, t-bog, wiffle bog, skate bogging, snow bogging, sand bogging, weight bogging, and of course, the wintertime favorite, tobogganing. I'm Carl Azuz, getting bogged down in puns for CNN Student News.